Hello, teacher. We're in the Matrix, and I'm going to get you out of the simulation. That was a stupid intro. Sorry, teacher. I just want to make jokes from time to time. So this is my installment to the book of the Fourth Industrial Revolution by Klaus Schwab. I have everything noted here because I can't remember everything. So I'm going to start by decomposing what's the book about and what's my personal takes, what ideas do I got from this book, and what do I learn. Also, I want to make a correlation with my proficiency, with my career, because I think that it's important to. I think that everything that you read, you have to apply it in some way in your daily life. If you're not applying what you learn, what's the point? So this book is about Klaus Schwab, and I read from him. I read that he's an economist, an entrepreneur, also an engineer, and has a lot of PhDs. So he's a very smart man. He's the founder of World Economic Forum, that it's a congregation of a lot of big entrepreneurs that want to push the world to a better place. And it's refreshing to see that there are people, powerful people, that are inspired to work and to make our lives better, not just in a technological standpoint, also in a spiritual and as people. So I just read a lot of good things about this guy, Klaus Schwab, and I'm very excited to talk about his book. Okay, first of all, the first chapter it tells you more about what is the fourth industrial revolution. First of all, it denotes that there was, we think, like as a popular opinion, we think that there was just an industrial revolution, the first one that was in the, I don't know what century, in the 19th century. We think that was the only one that was about steel and oil. Well, we got other three. There was also, in the other three, there was the creation of electricity and how we use it to our daily lives. And in the modern day, it's also about the internet, and that was like the third revolution. And nowadays, all current advances are more from a biological, physical, and technological standpoint. And it's about the digital world, and not just tangible things, also about virtual reality. How we in the future, as the other book that we read in this class, The Age of Spiritual Machines, how we're going to evolve to physical beings, to digital beings. And it's something that it's very interesting to just think about it and have thoughts about it. I still find it unbelievable, but technology is advancing so fast. I'm scared, but at the same time, I'm very thrilled about it. So, the fourth industrial revolution, as I said, it's about the transition between physical to virtual world. And in terms of my career, it makes a lot of sense, because my career is music production. So when music production started, when when things could be recorded, that was in the 20th century, a little bit later than the first industrial revolution. And it's so mind-blowing that all these changes are happening in just 100 years in average. It's astonishing, to say the least. So we started recording things in the 20th century, in the first years of the 20th century, and then we started with tapes. With tapes, we recorded what we wanted, and we used electrical equipment that was from the if I'm not mistaken, it's from the third industrial revolution. So we use a lot of electrical machinery to record things, and we use some sort of technology that is called a transductor. That is it's like changing a source of energy to other one, like changing, for example, microphones record music by transforming acoustic energy into electrical energy. So that was how everything worked. And now in the modern world, we in music production, we know that our analog equipment has a very good sound in general. So what we do? We created a digital version for all these electrical things, and we, instead of having a very big console with a lot of channels that work electrical, we have now this same console that follow the same principle of its circuit to in a computer, and that's it. And it's not the most advanced technological thing that has been created in this kind of industry. Also, there's a new kind of technology that it's the virtual one, and it's from the chapter 2 that says that it's a technological invention that talks about automation, how things are going to be automated. I'm going to get very sad because I'm not going to have a job anytime soon. Not anytime soon, in the future, because what's going to happen, machines and robots and algorithms are going to substitute what we have right now. So what I'm saying is that it's a new source of technology that it's going to substitute every mixing engineer in the future. We think that it's something that it's very far from us, but as technology is expanding in an exponential way, it's going to be very soon. So as a mixing engineer, automation is going to substitute us. There are some sort of programs. Some of them is called Land R, that makes mastering for you. Also, there's a audio processing that functions automatically. They listen to how we as people could perceive a sound to be pleasant or a good quality in a hi-fi way, and it changes the audio to suit that kind of perspective. And it's very new technology, and it has some issues, but I think it's emerging, and it's very very interesting what's going to happen in the music industry. Also, another thing is that technology makes things easy for us, and it's something that Schwab also says in the book. Also says that we have to get a better relationship with technology. It's not inherently bad, but it's how we can relate to it and how we can take it for our personal development, advantage, and as a civilization. So, as I was saying, robots are going to take over our technology. And it could be good if we change as a society, because we are scared of. We have this fear of that robots are going to take us over, like in Terminator, and I think it's a very reasonable fear. because we fear ourselves. We fear humanity because we know what we're capable of. We are capable of. So in this case, we have to, like Klaus Schwab is doing in World Economic Forum. He's he's implementing new ways in how we can relate to economy in a society level. In the book, he also explains that there are countries that are not living the fourth industrial revolution. That they're stuck. I don't like that word. They stayed in first and second, also third. There are people that don't have access to water, electricity, in the way that we are accustomed to. But I don't know if they have a low quality life. To be honest, maybe they have better quality life, but less efficiency, and that's what technology is for about. At the end of the day, so it talks about how these countries are having their own process because they are not globalized like we are, like Mexico is, and it's very interesting how globalization it's doing that. The countries that are involved in it that have a certain pacing in terms of technology. Also, the growth of it. Klaus explains in the book that in every step we take in terms of industrial revolutions, the growth gets steeper and steeper. So first, second, and third industrial revolutions had a pacing. From first to second, the pacing was a little bit fast, but from second to third, it was very fast, and from third to fourth was like 5 minutes ago. So we're going to have a lot of industrial revolution in no time. We have in the book it says about the redefining individual identities. It's just a fancy way of saying that we as getting information from a lot of places, with the news, with technology, with the products we consume, with what we export, what we import, we are changing, and we don't have we don't have a strong identity so much right now. We're managing on multiple identities that come from a lot of places. And maybe that's the reason why these countries that are staying in first and second and third industrial revolution, that's why they are staying there, because they have their identity strong as a culture. Because if they have a strong identity as a culture, they have more wisdom in terms of how to live their lives. That's why I find very interesting how Asian cultures work, because they have been around from a lot of ages and they haven't disappeared as our ancestors disappeared due to the Spanish conquerors. I think that with technology we have a responsibility, but also we are blessed by it, because nowadays with all these new possibilities, with quantum computing, 3D printing, autonomous vehicles, nanotechnology, biotechnology, material science, energy storage, and lots of things that I can't imagine, that we couldn't imagine were possible back in 20 years, are now emerging. And we have a very bright future towards it. artificial intelligence, it's all around us, from self-driving cars like Teslas and drones and software are evolving so fast, and they're more complex than ever. It also says that the fourth industrial revolution has a lot of potential to raise global income and improve quality of life, because in that way it's going to make things more productive. So this is my take on this book, teacher. I hope these ideas for you were interesting, and this perspective in terms of a music producer. So thank you for listening, teacher, and I hope to see you next time. Ciao.